Hello everyone. Today I'll show you some very important settings that everyone should enable. These settings will affect the performance of your Android system. So, if you've noticed your phone is running poorly, lacking processing speed, YouTube videos are lagging, or you simply want to watch videos in higher resolution and for some reason it's lagging, or you've noticed that it lags when scrolling the home screen, or if you're playing games and they're lagging, freezing, and so on, then definitely watch this video and enable them yourself. Here are all the settings. Even if you have a weak phone and have already considered buying a new one because of lag, of course, don't rush, because your phones have very few limitations on the performance of your processor, graphics processor, all apps, and the Android system. And all this accumulates and causes lag. You can adjust various settings without any programs, and your phone will become much more productive and will stop lagging and glitching. So watch this video carefully, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. So, we need to use our standard settings, which can be found on all phones. Go here and here, find a section called About Phone or Phone Information and enter here if it's a Xiaomi phone or something similar with MIUI firmware installed. It will indicate the MIUI version and something else. Basically, you need to quickly tap this line about 57 times. Tap here. And now it says that you don't need this, you're already a developer. If this is your first time doing this, you'll be informed that you've become a developer. For those who have Samsung phones and other models, you're also looking for information about fonts, but it won't say the MIUI firmware version, but the build number. And you also tap this 57 times. Then exit completely. Go back to the standard settings. And here we are looking for it. Now the option is called Additional Settings. Tap here, and at the very bottom you will see a line called for developers. You may have it enabled already. If it's a Samsung phone, then find all these settings in the System section and among the System settings. There will also be a line called Developer Options. It will be at the end, so look carefully. From there, the principle is the same. When you enter developer mode, you will have a bunch of settings. And now I will show you which ones you need to enable, which ones you need to disable, which ones you need to enable. There is no search here, so look carefully. Find the default log buffer. It will be set to 64 kilobytes. Well, for some people it might be 256. In general, set it to the maximum. Some settings are already set. I have them. I've been using them for a long time. Everything works fine. So just check how mine are set and keep these settings very simple. Set the log level to warning. By the way, some people may already have it set, some may just have it disabled. Next, find a setting called Limit Wi-Fi Requests, reduce battery consumption and improve network performance. You need to activate this setting a little. Then there is one more feature. Don't turn off your mobile data. This feature works even when your Wi-Fi is on and your mobile data is connected, meaning it eats up a lot of battery power. Well, there's no need to turn this feature off. It will also help you save money if you have a paid plan from your mobile operator. Next, you need to find the system trace. Here it is. I want to note that I disabled this a long time ago. First, check these two sliders. Sometimes one of them is enabled. This means information is gradually being collected. You know how screen recording happens and your actions are saved in stealth mode in Hebrew folders on your phone. This, of course, gradually reduces your internal memory, and you then wonder where all that memory went. But even if you have these two sliders disabled, I advise you to scroll down a little and tap on Delete Saved Recordings and then tap Delete. Who knows when they were active? Let's continue in order. Tap on Categories here. Categories, and everything will be different. Some people have 15 settings, some have 20 settings enabled. So, you need to uncheck all of these settings and leave only the Power Management checkbox and click OK. Well, you double check here. Look at the selection in 3 categories. This means you really missed something. Here are 2 more settings. Click OK and at the bottom it should say Selected. However, in the category just below, there will be an item called Per Processor Buffer Size. By default, it is usually set to 8000. So, set it to the maximum available size. By the way, I have seen over 65,000, so if you have more, set it higher. This is not a log buffer that records certain actions. No, it is a buffer that is allocated separately for each processor so that it has more memory to process certain tasks. This is done to make all programs run better, especially games, because games generally require a lot of memory, and the processor simply cannot cope with it. Processing all this in the game, of course, slows down and runs poorly. Exit these settings and find the settings called Window Animation, Transition Animation, and Animation Duration. If you have an average budget phone with average specs, set the animation to 0.5, the transition animation to 0.5, and the animation duration to 0.5. If your phone is really weak, below average, I recommend disabling this feature altogether. A click without animation. Well, look at the default value. Usually, I've seen this on almost all phones. They set it to 1.5x, well, sometimes even a little more than x. This will significantly improve your system performance. Fewer resources will be consumed by rendering various animation transitions. And overall, the phone will work more smoothly, and it will spend its resources on other things. So this is a very good setting, especially for weaker phones. Next, I recommend finding another function called Force DxMBBA. Some phones even have two of these functions, one for XMS. And as mentioned here, there is another separate function. If your phone has average or even weak specifications, I recommend disabling these features, as they may be enabled by default. If your phone has high-end specifications, on the contrary, enabling this setting will improve the visual picture. This also applies to games and watching videos. My phone, of course, is a budget class, so I don't use it because it lags in some games. What else can I advise you to do? Find the Google Play Market, where you download various games and apps. Go there and here on the right side, click on your avatar and find the section called VLFK. Click here and this menu will open. Find how to uninstall an app from an Android device and find this line. Click here to go to the app settings. If you are using a dark theme, temporarily switch to a light one, as there may be a bug. Currently, of course, this does not work on all phones. On some fantasies, this works, but keep that in mind. We go here. All the apps on your phone are loaded. Here you can click the More button and show system processes. Again, there is no search here. You'll need to scroll carefully and find one of these apps called Joyous. Look closely, because you can easily miss it. Usually, there's an Android-shaped icon on the left side. Open this app, and you'll need to perform some actions. It partially limits background activity and your processor's work. That is, it controls the smart mode, which determines when the phone needs to increase performance and when to reduce it. But in practice, I must say, this function works terribly. It simply doesn't have time to adapt to all your tasks on any phone. For example, when you launch a game, it should increase the frequency of your processors so that the game doesn't lag, but it doesn't. And as a result, the game lags due to insufficient frequency. And then you just up and quit the game. Yes, this app just launches, and you're no longer doing anything on your phone. You just scroll through the home screen or watch YouTube, and it starts at maximum speed. Your processor speeds up. In general, I advise you to clear the cache and storage. If something here is full, press OK. Go back here, go to Power and Performance, and then limit it, like I do. Look at the battery limit. When the app is running in the background, it's optimized for everyone anyway. We need to limit it as much as possible. And here, when you're about to exit, just press stop and pause the game. If you still have the option to disable it, well, on some phones it's available, disable it too. Nothing bad will happen. Your phone will simply stop worrying about it when it needs to do all that. This is especially true for the processor, and all those glitches and lags will stop. Of course, you can connect a lot of things to your phone, both necessary and unnecessary, But this is really enough for fast and high-quality operation. You just need to restart your phone and check the apps that were slowing you down. They will probably run much smoother.